everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Dollar Tree makeup challenge where I have to do my whole face with makeup from the Dollar Tree. So stay tuned and see how I achieved this look. Alright, so I actually couldn't find a primer anywhere there. So I guess I'm just not going to use primer. I'm already moisturized, so I guess that will be like my primer. I'm going to try to use most of these brushes that I already had that I actually already got from there. So they're all like Wet n Wild and e.l.f. brushes. And then I got one new one that's a Wet n Wild brush. I'll probably end up using some of my regular brushes too just because I don't have that many Dollar Tree brushes. But I'm going to start with this Sassy and Chic moisturizing foundation in the shade Medium 1. I don't usually use foundations that are moisturizing because I have oily skin, but they did not have anything else at the Dollar Tree. So it feels pretty thick right off the bat. It's just like sitting on top of my skin. You know how like a good foundation will like blend in with your skin? Oh my gosh, it looks so thick. It literally feels like I'm putting like a mud mask on. Like, it's so thick and greasy. Oh my gosh. And it's so orange. They literally had two shades. They had light and medium. Light was literally like the color of paper. So that would have been too light, but this is too dark. This is bad. This is bad. I mean, it's definitely like covering. So for $1, I mean, it covers, but it's just very, very thick and it feels like I have like a heavy mask on, which is not really ideal from your makeup. Yeah, there's that. It's not really completely covering up my acne either, which is usually a big thing for my foundation that I like. Next, I'm taking this ColorMate. I actually believe it's like a cream foundation, but it's in a really light shade. It's in the shade Light. So I decided I would try and use this as a concealer because they didn't have any concealer. So I'm going to take this little Wet n Wild brush that's from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to put a little on top of a few of my blemishes. And then I have a cut on my forehead right now, so I'll try to cover that too. Once again, this feels just like very heavy and greasy. I don't think it's doing a bad job, but it's a little thicker than I would like. Yeah, looking up close, my skin is just like dying for a breath of air. It's so thick. All right, next, they didn't have like a loose translucent powder, so I just got a pressed powder, and it's in the shade Nude, and it's from LA Colors. I'm just gonna take this Wet n Wild like foundation brush and first use that to set underneath my eyes. Now I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush from Face Secrets and just kind of swirl this all around my face to set this greasy mess. Okay, I think that definitely did its job of mattifying my face. I don't know if it's meant to be used on top of foundation, so it is looking a little cakey for sure, but it did make me look less greasy, so that's a plus. Next, we have the LA Colors. On the packaging, it says blush, and then on the actual thing, it says bronzer. So it's in the shade Bronze. And it comes with a little brush, but you know how these things are. They're not the best. So I'm not going to use this little guy. I'm gonna take this e.l.f. brush. It's the angled blush brush. And oh my gosh, this is so shimmery. I don't really like to use shimmer in like my bronzer. I prefer matte, but we're gonna try it. Maybe I'll like it. It's definitely very sparkly. It has a lot of shimmer in it, and it's a little too orange for my liking. but it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not the worst bronzer I've ever tried. So that's kind of a plus, I guess. I just don't enjoy the shimmer in it. Next, I have a blush from LA Colors again. It's in the shade Toast. It's a pretty dark shade, but every single other shade that they had was darker. So I stuck with this one, even though it's darker than I would typically use. And I'm just gonna take a blush brush and go in lightly since it is so dark. Oh, yep. Instantly very pigmented as I expected because it is a darker shade. And it's a little, not my preferred color for blush, but that's okay. It's not bad. I would say I'd probably recommend a color like this for someone with a deeper skin tone than me. But I mean, it doesn't look bad if you go in with a light hand if you have lighter skin. All right, next I'm going to try to do my brows, which I'm not so excited about. They did not have a lot of options. They only had one brow pencil from Bonnie Bell, which I've never heard of, and it's in the shade Blonde, which I clearly am not. But they also had a pencil from LA Colors that said it could be used as eyeliner or eyebrows, which also makes me nervous. It's in dark brown, which I think will be too dark. So I thought maybe if I kind of manipulated both of them, put the lighter one at the beginning of my brow and the darker one at the end, I could try and make it work. But this looks almost a little bit purpley, so I don't know. This one's actually really nice. It comes with a spoolie on the end and everything, but it's just not the right shade for me. They didn't have any others. So I'm just gonna pull a mirror really close so I can see a little bit better and try to manipulate these to look decent. Definitely pigmented, but yeah, like I was saying, it's like almost purple, like a purpley gray. It's not the worst brow product I've ever tried. I'm gonna try to put a little bit of the blonde on the front of my brows. Oh, it's actually a lot darker than I expected it to be. Oh, now I'm looking in this mirror and it looks like my brows are gray. So the shape is fine, like the actual pencils were fine. It's just the color is not the greatest. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow and then come back to the next step. All right, I'm back. This brow is not as good as the other, but that's okay. They're sisters, not twins. And I would normally use a brow gel, but they didn't have any there, so I'm gonna skip that step today. All right, so next I'm going to take eyeshadow. This is the LA Colors Eyeshadow Nude Palette in the color Trendy. So it has 12 colors, and they actually look pretty nice. Most of them are, I can't really tell if they're matte or if they have a little bit of shimmer in them. At least a couple of them are completely matte, and then there are a few with shimmer, no like crazy shimmery ones. So first I'm just going to go all over the eye with this Wet n Wild brush with this lightest shade right here. All right, that actually looks pretty nice. I'm gonna take a bigger mirror so I can see up close. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. And I almost forgot, they didn't have any highlighters there. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that shade that I just put on my eyelid and use it as highlight because it's like a light shade. It's actually kind of cute. It glows. Next, I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild blending brush, and I think I'm gonna go in just with the second color in, the brown shade, and just do like a transition shade. All right, so far, I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go in with this darkish shade on the end, on the top row, and just define the crease a little bit more. So far, these are actually blending really, really well, and I think they look awesome. So I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna take this kind of bluish black shade, and I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush. It's just like a smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna put that into the outer corner of my eye. Alright, so I actually really love this eye look so far. I'm actually really impressed with these shadows, and I actually probably use them again. So I'm really pleased with this. I'm gonna go ahead and take this gold shade right here and put that on the center of the lid. And then some of that highlight shade in the middle corner of my eye and underneath the brow. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. I'm gonna go ahead and do the lower lash line. I'm just taking this Wet n Wild angled brush, and I'm going to take that dark brown that we used on top and put it underneath my eye. Yeah, I really like that, and I'm gonna take some of that darker bluish black shade that I used and just put it on the bottom lash line as well. Alright, so I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. Next, I'm going to take this Auto Eyeliner, and it's from LA Colors, and it's in the shade Black. It's just like a tight line eyeliner. It's actually really nice and pigmented. I'm going to blend that out underneath my eye. Alright, so it's actually pretty pigmented, but it was a little too creamy, so when I tried to blend it out, it kind of just went everywhere, so that wasn't my favorite, but not the worst I've ever tried. Next, I'm going to take this LA Colors liquid eyeliner, and I'm going to line the top of my lid. There's one eye. It's actually pretty nice. I'm just going to wait to see if it dries down matte or if it stays shiny, because I prefer it to be matte. But it went on okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. It got into my eyeball. It's like bleeding into my eyeball. I didn't even put it on my eye, I wear contacts.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Help. Now I'm scared to put it on the other eye, but I have to. Okay, that side did not get into my eyeball, so. Once they dry down, I'll let you guys know if it's matte or not. There's still some in my eye. Oh my gosh. Ew. I hope my eye doesn't get affected. Alright, so it seems to be dry and it's still pretty shiny, so that's not my favorite. But it is pretty opaque, at least. It's covering, it's not like patchy or anything. But it's definitely a thumbs down for me because it got in my eye and it burned, which I'm sure any eyeliner would burn, but the fact that it just like ran everywhere and ran into my eyeball gives me heebie-jeebies. I also got a curling wand, eyelash curler from the Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna try that out. Hopefully it doesn't rip my eyelashes out. So I actually really like this. It grabs onto my lashes really well without pulling my eye. Oh, my contact. Oh my god. Okay, it's fixed. I actually really like that. They did a really good job. It's only $1, so I recommend trying that out. Next, I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild Mega Wear Mascara, and it's in this cute tube, and I actually really like the applicator on it. It's like thin and skinny. Oh. I have to show you guys this. See if you can see it up close. The eyeliner. Oh, my light. Like, came off right here already. It's like a patch that came off. Can you see it? I don't know, but it literally just like peeled off. Ew. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit more of that on. It only did it on one side. It might have been from me putting the eyelash curler on it, but the eyeliner was already dry by then, so it should not be peeling off. I wouldn't really say there's anything amazing about this mascara. I mean, it's coating my lashes pretty evenly. It's not clumpy, but it's not really like doing wonders. It's just making my lashes black. I think we're looking pretty good so far. I mean, not pretty good. Like, it's definitely not something that I would like choose to wear out, but it's not horrible. It's not like the worst my face has ever looked. So next, it's just the part that I'm most scared for. I got these e.l.f. lashes. It's called the Dramatic Lash Kit. And it came with glue, which I'm really apprehensive about using, but I am gonna try it just to see how it holds up. The lashes are, I'm sorry, but they're really, really ugly. They're like very long and very like synthetic looking, which I prefer more like wispy, natural looking lashes. Like I like dramatic lashes, but more that look like real, like not like spread apart. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna measure these for my eye and see if I need to cut them at all first. Okay, I definitely need to cut these. These are literally like the longest lashes I've ever seen in my life. So I'm just gonna trim them a little bit. All right, so the one is trimmed. I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue on it and I'll trim the other one. It's gonna be stuck to my eyeball forever. This was not great to cut because like little fibers keep coming off, but they were so long I had to cut them. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put these on off camera because I have to get really close to the mirror, and then I'll show you guys what they look like when I come back. Okay, these actually don't look as bad as I thought they would. They look, from far away, up close they look a little doll-like and fakey, like Halloween makeup, but from far away they actually look okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other lash. I think these are intended more to be a one-time use of a lash, so like you put this thick, clumpy glue on them, and I don't think that they're gonna be very easy to clean, and they'll probably be pretty flimsy. The band on them is actually really thin and nice, and I didn't have any problem with it sticking out, but I don't feel like these would be very good to reuse just because they're so flimsy. Alright, so that's what it looks like with both lashes on. I'm gonna add some mascara just to blend in my real lashes. The eyelash glue is actually pretty nice. It dried down pretty clear. It was really thick, so I don't know if you'd want to use it on lashes that you reuse and clean, but it dried clear, so it looks pretty good. Alright, so the last thing I have is this Wet n Wild lipstick, which is in the shade Dark Wine. And I actually love lipsticks from Wet n Wild. I usually use the these are usually like the $1 ones that you get at like CVS or Walgreens, and then there's like a $2 or $3 one, and I love those. I wear those all the time, the $2 or $3 ones. I don't think I've ever tried the $1 ones, but we will see. That's really pigmented right off the bat. I actually really like that. It's very pigmented, very opaque. I didn't have to keep layering it up, and it's an amazing color. And for $1, like, that's awesome. Very creamy, doesn't feel drying. All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and recap. I definitely think that the foundation is a pass. It's really greasy and cakey. The concealer was okay if you're in a pinch and you need a concealer quickly. It was fine. It's actually a foundation, so it was really thick, but if you need a lot of coverage, it was okay. The powder I actually didn't hate. It made me look a little cakey, but that's because I think it was meant to be a powder foundation, not a translucent powder, but it did mattify my face like it was supposed to. The bronzer isn't patchy or anything, but it is shimmery, so if you don't like shimmer, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you do, it's definitely good. The blush was really good, just a little bit too dark for my skin tone. I actually really loved the eyeshadow palette. I would recommend this to anyone. I loved all the brushes. Wet n Wild and e.l.f. brushes are always amazing. The brow products, not so much, just because they were too blendable. It was too easy to blend them. They were very creamy, too creamy for my liking, and they just weren't the right color for me. There were only like 1 or 2 options in everything, so there should be a wider range of colors. The liquid eyeliner is definitely a no because it got in my eyeball. Don't buy this. And I'd also pass on the auto eyeliner just because it was too smudgy and it kind of got everywhere. The mascara is okay. I'd say spend like $5 more and get the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and it's incredible. The eyelash curler I actually really liked and would recommend. It's actually better than some of the expensive eyelash curlers I have. And the lashes. They definitely don't look natural. Not that my goal is to ever look natural, but they just look very doll-like. I wouldn't personally wear them again, but if that's your style, then they stay on. They look great. The band's really thin. I just don't know if you'd be able to reuse them. But yeah, they had a couple more styles, but they were all just sort of similar to this. And the lipstick I actually really like and would recommend. And I would probably wear it again. It's a really pretty shade and it's very opaque and pigmented. So that's that. Normally I would use a setting spray, but obviously they didn't have one for $1. I actually really enjoyed doing this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Comment down below your favorite affordable makeup, whether it be from the Dollar Tree or the drugstore. I personally use products from the Dollar Tree. That concealer I already owned. I own an e.l.f. mascara that I got from the Dollar Tree. I own a couple lipsticks, some lip glosses. I love to go to the Dollar Tree and see what they have because sometimes they have like good brand stuff. Like I've seen like Physicians Formula there, L'Oreal. So check out your local Dollar Tree. Tell me what you find. Comment down below your favorite affordable makeup. Subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.